Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. So I gotta say, I love the grounded perspective here from Crypto.com. I have always been one to go against the grain. It would be so easy to just join the crowd and call for one more Bitcoin push with potential ETFs looming. And I feel like this is the pervasive sentiment right now. But long-term data has spoken. He says, here again, we see the Puel multiple is fired up for the mid-top, which it has called without fail. Almost no one is on my side, just like they weren't when I sold everything in April of 2021 at $54,000. Just like they were at $16,500 in November of 2022 when I went all in. And everyone was calling for a $12,000 Bitcoin and a recession. So guys, he's just looking at the long-term data here. Basically, he's standing by his idea that mid-top was made at $45,000, which Bitcoin has basically gotten to according to long-term data from many sources, not just this one. Then I wait and let the rest reveal itself. I'm content with my decision because I know it is an informed one. So cycle, mid-top cycle, guys, we've seen this time and time again. And so what we are expecting now is a retrace. As you guys can see, these mid-top cycles from the earlier Bitcoin bull runs, they were shorter. Mid-top cycle in 2019, a little longer. Of course, we did have the beer flu black swan event that did turn the market down even further. But, even without that, we did see that retracement for that mid-cycle top. And then, the other thing all these things have in common is that the halving happened a few months after that. So even if you just look down in here, mid-cycle 2012, mid-cycle 2016, right in around here, hitting that level up here. We saw it in 2019. And guys, we are seeing it again in late 2023. And yeah, just by looking at the Bitcoin price trend, it does look like it could continue to move upward. This is Bitcoin on the daily. Let me throw that on the hourly. We have Bitcoin now on the hourly. But as you guys can see here, we are forming, what is looking like a more indecisive pattern here. We cannot now get up above, or Bitcoin is rather struggling to get up above $43,400 per coin. And we did see that bottom level down and around here, somewhere around 40,500. So vacillating in this channel. It's really got to get up above 44,700 though. But that again, we might not see for a little while still. Now, the rest of the crypto market still faring okay today. XRP is trading in and around 61 cents, give or take, so not up too much since yesterday. We've got the market cap here at $1.61 trillion. That's down a little bit. 24-hour volume is down too, but not by much, by 2.28%. Bitcoin dominance still holding strong, 52%. I can't wait till we see that number really move. And the fear and greed index, guys, still also holding at about 71. I think, a lot of retail traders right now are in that wait and see phase. One of the things that I also did notice is that Solana has finally flipped XRP. So now Solana's in the number 4 spot. If we discount Tether USDT, Solana in the number 4 spot, XRP in the number 5 spot. But, just even according to this, it is neck and neck. As you guys can see, XRP is actually above Solana in market cap just by a smidge. Let's see if we refresh that, if that changes. Yeah, look at that. As quickly as that, it can change over yet again. So neck and neck there. Solana is up to $77.16. One of those cryptocurrencies that I do not regret purchasing, even though, the narrative was doom and gloom. When Sam Bankman-Fried got nailed from FTX, I had just purchased my Solana right before that point. So it was late October, then the Sam Bankman-Fried FTX news came, and I was so mad. But we got out of that, and now Solana is faring quite well. So, it's all part and parcel to this game, guys. This is why I've diversified, and you can find what I've diversified into at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel if that's something you're interested in. If you want to follow my trading journey, what I'm going to be trading, my target exit points, all that fun stuff. We're going to get a lot more information in 2024. Stuart Alderati here posting this, capping off incredible momentum in 2023. Guys, with a new Ripple partnership, new central bank, the Central Bank of Ireland approving Ripple as a registered VASP to offer compliant crypto services this year. We also received our full major payment institution license from the Monetary Authority of Singapore, and the Dubai Financial Services Authority approved XRP for use by licensed institutions within the DIFC. So guys, huge news here. Ripple did just publish a recent blog post regarding this. Ripple added the Central Bank of Ireland to the virtual asset service providers register. So Ripple is a leading blockchain enterprise crypto solution. Today announced that the Central Bank of Ireland, or the CBI, has added its Irish subsidiary, Ripple Markets Ireland Limited, to its list of registered virtual asset service providers. The decision will support Ripple's business since, as a registered VASP, Ripple Markets will be able to provide certain digital asset services within Ireland. So another great partnership here, capping off 2023, as Stuart Alderati says. And as you guys remember, Ripple did open their office in Dublin, Ireland in 2022, recognizing that Ireland continues to position itself as a favorable destination for companies building new technologies for financial services. For instance, the CBI created an innovation hub in 2018 to allow fintech firms to engage with the regulator in a more formal manner. So, as the social, landscape goes, Ireland favorable to cryptocurrencies, also favorable to innovation. You can see why Ripple would decide to strategically position themselves, or at least, put an office there in Dublin, Ireland. Here's a quote, guys, from Eric van Miltenburg. The Central Bank of Ireland's addition of Ripple Markets to its list of registered virtual asset service providers is a significant step forward for our business in the region. Ireland has positioned itself as a supportive jurisdiction for virtual assets and the industry, and consequently as a great place for businesses like Ripple to operate, reinforcing our decision to select Ireland as our primary base for EU regulation. So they are now located in Ireland. That is their primary base for everything European Union related. So, I got to say, I'm loving that. Although Ripple is approved in much of Europe already, they do need that headquarters, that home base. And they have officially said, they've made Ireland that home base for European Union adoption of RippleNet and XRP. So wanted to thank Stuart Alderati for posting that. Of course, Anders bringing up this gem. EU-wide crypto regulations are coming into force in 2024, the first major jurisdiction in the world getting regulatory clarity. You guys remember this? Luck of the Irish. I'm going to keep moving along because in the US, not so lucky. Senator Elizabeth Warren has sharpened her tone against the crypto industry with new letters about government hires. So guys, this is the latest. Senator Warren sharpened her rhetoric against the crypto industry. She did publish a new letter. In the letter to the Coin Center Crypto Advocacy Group, she accused the industry groups of flexing a not-so-secret weapon of former defense and law enforcement officials being hired in a purported attempt to undermine congressional efforts to address the alleged role of crypto in financing terrorist groups, including Hamas. Yes, you cannot make this stuff up. Even David Schwartz says this makes me angry. Here's a snippet from the letter here. To undermine bipartisan efforts in Congress and the Biden administration to address the role of cryptocurrency in financing Hamas and other terrorist organizations. So highlighted there from that letter from a couple of days ago, December the 18th. So David Schwartz not too happy about this. I'm really hoping that the crypto industry realizes how much damage the Biden administration has now done to cryptocurrencies and the cryptocurrency industry. Anyway, I'm going to keep going here. So here's another quote. The abuse of this revolving door is appalling, revealing that the crypto industry is spending millions to give itself a veneer of legitimacy while fighting tooth and nail to stonewall common sense rules designed to restrict the use of crypto for terror financing. Rules that could cut into crypto companies' profits, Warren said in the letter to Coin Center on Monday. Letters were also sent to the Blockchain Association and Coinbase, according to Politico. Now, we've got Eleanor Turret here and, the crypto industry quick to respond. The abuse of the revolving door is appalling. That was the quote from Elizabeth Warren. Warren has been sounding off about the so-called revolving door in crypto, but records show her office has served as a revolving door for banks. Guys, a scathing review here, and I will link this in the description, not going to go over all of it. When Warren was staffing the CFPB in 2010 and 2011, she hired people with places like Deutsche Bank, Morgan Stanley, and Capital One on their CVs. Those financial institutions were the very entities that the CFPB was supposed to hunt. For example, following their tenure at the CFPB, many agency senior staffers began leaving to work in the financial sector, helping major banking and securities firms understand and navigate the rules they just helped to write. For example, and there's so much more here. This is just full of, a meaningful, comprehensive critique of Elizabeth Warren. I mean, if you want to play ball, well, game on. Check out this research circulated by CI Phonex that shows Warren's own hand in the revolving door. Eleanor Turret continuing down here, Warren's brainchild, the CFPB, which was created to put restrictions on banks after the 2008 financial crisis, employed several senior staffers who went on to work in the financial sector, many of them helping major banks and securities firms. What does she say here? Securities firms understand and navigate the rules they just helped to write, as I'd mentioned. Warren's CFPB chief of staff, and then he's tagged here, Wally Adeyemo, went on to work as senior advisor at BlackRock for 2 years and currently serves as the deputy secretary of the U.S. Treasury. So, no surprises here, really. No surprises. Brian Armstrong also commenting on this. Senator Warren and Marshall now lobbying for big banks. Being anti-crypto is a really bad political strategy going into 2024. And this is why, just the other day, it was announced from Brad Garlinghouse and Brian Armstrong that they are lobbying with $78 million lobbying dollars collected by the cryptocurrency industry from various different businesses and companies, crypto-related companies, to pull in meaningful crypto regs. And so, I think that this is going to be a very, very exciting election year. And so he just retweeted this Chamber of Digital Commerce tweet here. Who could be so brazen as to write legislation that would effectively ban cryptocurrencies? This is Senator Roger Marshall, the GOP frontman of the crypto ban. He revealed the American Bankers Association wrote it. Stop this crypto ban, guys. Listen to this clip.
Senator Warren and I have authored the Digital Asset Anti-Money Laundering Act that represents a step in the right direction. Again, I think that this is a light touch. The first thing we did is we went to the American Bank Association and said, help us craft this. And I don't know if you saw Senator Warren's hearing with Jamie Dimon yesterday, but Mr. Dimon said basically, in his opinion, crypto was only a tool for criminals. And I think that, again, it's that light touch by the federal government as opposed to a heavy touch as well. That's about all I know about crypto.
Which clearly isn't much at all. So there you have it, guys. And Brian Armstrong here calling them out. 52 million Americans have used cryptocurrency. 38% of young people say crypto can increase economic opportunities. And young people are the future, okay? This is why Vivek's getting so much attention. Just 9% of Americans satisfied with the current financial system. Crypto prices are up 90% year to date. StandWithCrypto.org is on its way to 1 million advocates or voters who want sensible crypto policies. Stuart Alderati also coming out and mentioning this. Everyone should be outraged that the senator who has taken an oath to defend the Constitution, by the way, would seek to chill the sacrosanct right to petition the government. So this is Kristen Smith's revelation, okay? Tonight I received a letter from Senator Warren criticizing a recent letter to Congress co-signed by dozens of former U.S. military intelligence officers and national security professionals, okay? Here is the letter. So she posts the letter here from the Blockchain Association. In short, though, she does summarize here. She says Senator Warren's letter questions former military and law enforcement participation in our industry and their involvement in the November 15th letter to undermine her efforts to drive American crypto companies offshore through unworkable and misguided legislation. As Americans, we all share the common goal of fighting terrorism and protecting our national security. Senator Warren should focus her efforts on the perpetrators, not those working hand in hand with U.S. enforcement to catch bad actors. And notice in that last clip, this guy here, Roger Marshall, he was saying, Jamie Dimon says crypto is for fraudsters and, scammers and for terrorist financing and all that. But who is Jamie Dimon? A big banker. Obviously, cryptocurrency is threatening their bottom line. So she goes on to say the industry is eager to engage on policy issues. Last month, we invited Senator Warren to our annual policy summit in D.C., just 1 mile from her office, with a genuine invitation to speak with our industry directly. We were hopeful that she would join us, but she did not. It goes on to say here, our community, those that build the technology and those that use it, is strong and passionate and include people of diverse backgrounds. And Senator Warren, just basically wants to squash this. Obviously, we obviously know the reasons why. It is unfortunate that it is getting as much traction as it is. Mike Novogratz is even saying, it's sad that Elizabeth Warren, who started her career with good intentions, has morphed into a disingenuous know-it-all who uses any chances she gets to make a headline. We must throw out the populists and replace them with a group of leaders who want to get this thing done, not a senator who has passed 0 bills. And Eric Voorhees saying, wait, you want her to pass more bills? Wendy O saying, what good intentions? Chad Steingraber, shots fired. Carlos down here saying, I'm not sure she ever started with genuine anything. She's been a list from day one. I refuse to forget that she pretended to be Native American to get accepted to law school. Wow, that's news to me. Her entire career is based on lying to get ahead. Mark down here saying, I don't often agree with you, Mike, but today you are 100% correct. It's time for her to go. Many people here obviously critical of Elizabeth Warren, of course, for good reason. And so, guys, how is this going to affect things? I mean, we've got the ETF on the one hand, and we've got BlackRock wanting a Bitcoin ETF. So, it's very much two different worlds, I feel, because you got Congress and Elizabeth Warren saying, clamp down crypto, used for terrorism and terrorist financing and all that stuff. Yet you've got the BlackRock ETF and all that news and the fact that, they want institutions to be able to get into the King Crypto Bitcoin. What is their game, man? What are they trying to skirt past us here? So along those lines, we also have Mike Novogratz saying this, okay? Galaxy Digital CEO says a spot Bitcoin ETF will be approved before January the 10th. Listen to this.
A little victory lap. Listen, the Fed's pivot is really important. That press conference was as dovish as anybody expected. And the markets are behaving that way. If you look at, fixed income markets, equity markets, they all are now trading a Fed pivot. And is it, March, January, or do they wait till the April meeting? We'll see. We'll see what their narrative is. We'll see what the inflation data is. But this is all based on inflation coming down, and it's not based on growth collapsing. And so they shifted to a more inflation-focused Fed, which gives them the room to cut rates. I think crypto likes it. We're going to get this ETF before January 10th. That's kind of the drop dead date that Gensler has before he gets in trouble with Grayscale and the lawsuit. And so I think you're going to see this, announced. It won't start trading then, right? That probably takes 6 to 8 weeks after that. But it's just more fuel for a fire.
So Mike Novogratz is predicting the Bitcoin ETF final approval January 10th or before January the 10th, which means money moving into the crypto sector. Now that is going to affect obviously Bitcoin price specifically, but as we know, guys, Bitcoin price has an effect on the rest of the crypto market. So altcoins could in fact fire off just based on, the speculation that people are interested in Bitcoin. So again, if you guys want to see what I'm trading this bull run, some of these coins are still at some pretty attractive entry points. You can find all that information at patreon.com/workingmoneychannel. And so here we have it, guys, the two stories of crypto. We've got the regulatory issues in the US, but that spot Bitcoin ETF, Mike Novogratz is saying, 6 to 8 weeks after. But I remember Fred Krueger saying in a video I did last week, him saying that it could, in fact, be he's seen cases where, you get the approval on the Friday and it starts trading on the Monday. So who knows when it's going to happen? They'll probably try to coincide it with some exciting news. The other thing I wanted to mention too, guys, was this tweet from Megan. So just on top of what the crypto super PAC is raising, that $78 million, here's some more information coming from Brian Armstrong from Coinbase. Listen to this.
What kind of influence are you hoping to garner here?
Yeah, this has been a big moment for the crypto industry. So I personally donated, but so did a large number of other companies in the space, actually. So raising $78 million for a super PAC is a big milestone. The goal of that PAC is to elect pro-crypto and pro-innovation candidates in 2024. And there's 52 million Americans out there who have used crypto now. That's 5 times the number that have a union card. It's 3 times the number that have used an electric vehicle. And so this is a massive constituency, and they don't feel like their voices are being heard in DC. So I think it's time to make sure that people know that being anti-crypto is just bad politics in DC.
So speaking of DC, Congress is one thing, Brian. Would support in that branch of the government be enough to leapfrog what's happening on the agency level? Take the SEC, for example, with lawsuits and what, frankly, really feels like animosity lately between that agency, at least, and Coinbase. Would congressional support be enough to offset that?
Congress could certainly help here. You're correct that we have not seen a very cooperative SEC. There's been a request for clear rules. Coinbase filed a formal petition to see some clear rules in the crypto industry on the areas of the law where it's not clear. And unfortunately, the SEC has been unwilling to do that. So we've asked the judge to compel them to respond to that. I think in the absence of the SEC acting, what we can see happen is Congress can go pass new legislation. And this is what we've seen 83% of the rest of the G20 countries go and do already. So the U.S. is actually kind of a little bit behind here. So Congress could act, the CFTC could step in, or the voters in 2024 could really send a clear message.
Did you hear him, Americans? Voters are going to be the ones to send a clear message. So make sure in this election you vote for somebody who is pro-crypto regulation. The industry cannot be stifled in the US. This is just not an option. Good news is, though, Bitcoin excitement will definitely spur on the altcoins. I think this cycle is going to be closer to maybe a traditional cycle near the beginning. Who knows what it'll look like by mid to late 2024 and into 2025. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.